The Easter Rising of 1916 was an eventful time for the Irish. There was pain and bloodshed, betrayal and tears. Children lost their fathers and families lost their children. But what started all this? Let's talk about it. The Rising started in 1916, as per the name, during World War I. Remember this as a key factor in how the Rising started. The Irish were getting restless about the British not granting Home Rule, which is, by the definition of the Oxford Dictionary, the government of a colony, dependent country, or region by its own citizens. The Irish were getting tired of asking for their independence, so they decided to take measures into their own hands. Remember that key factor I told you about? Well, now it's time to expand on that. During 1916, Great Britain and France were dealing with the Battle of the Somme that lasted until November 1916. The Irish saw this as the perfect opportunity to strike. A poet by the name of Padraig Pearse read a headline in Gaelic saying, Poblach na hÉireann, or in English terms, he announced the Irish Republic. This was Ireland's way of warning the British, if you will, that they will be an independent country. The British ignored the Irish, as this was not the first time that something like this has happened. The British were also extremely preoccupied by Germany at this point. The Irishmen that fought in the Rising called themselves the rebels. They rallied together with around 2,000 men or more, with about 300 women backing them. The Rising lasted nearly 7 days and ended in Dublin's destruction. On top of that, there were several other casualties, including the death of 10 kids and several innocent women. 16 of the rebel leaders were immediately executed, while the last 2 were spared. The Easter Rising of 1916 may have been one of the most painful times in Irish history. That's just a fact. But if those brave men had not taken that risk and died for the country that they loved, then the Irish War for Independence probably would not have happened at all, or at least not when it did. And Ireland might have still been under the control of Great Britain. But because those men died for the country that they loved, because they sacrificed themselves, Ireland became a free nation after the Irish War for Independence. This has been a documentary by Adrianna. Thank you so much for listening and have a wonderful rest of your day.